G'day guys, Mackie with the Outer Circle, joined by my lovely co-host Kat.
Indeed, I am.
And today we're going to be looking at some third-party bits that you may find useful to actually use in your 40k armies or Horus Heresy armies. This is because pretty much nothing really got released this week, 40k or 30k. There was the Thunderhawk from Forge World, but we'll just throw it on to next week's episode of the Scrubdown. This is entirely just, hey, why not content. So, first up, we're going to be looking at a company called Extra Armor. And what these guys do is they provide alternate tracks for vehicles. So they're like your Heresy-style tracks, as well as like combi weapons and things like that for Marines. Kat, what do you think about Spellcrow? Extra Armor, Spellcrow's later.
I guess it's a thing. Tracks being attached to your Spartan, I guess, is a thing now, but you can still use it for your Land Raiders if you are so inclined to have them smooth like your Rhinos. Not a fan of the combi weapons stuff. I could see why some people are or would be. I prefer the Anvil Industry ones.
Oh, yep. Yeah, no, I quite like these, especially the Land Raider tracks. The Rhino ones, I do feel are a little bit too smooth. They do need like some rivets or something on there, but it doesn't really break it for me. I think it's very iconic, very heresy looking. If you look at like Forge Worlds, like Land Raider Proteus and the Felglaves, that kind of thing, they have these same style of tracks, which are smooth tracks, just rivets on them. And yeah, it's sort of carrying that theme over to some of the plastic kits. So yeah, short, sharp, sweet, simple, whatever. So let's quickly move along, because this is the smallest and quickest one to go through, to Blood and Skull Industries. So Kat, have you ever shopped Blood and Skull Industries before?
No, but I plan to. I've heard that sometimes, because they're a pretty small joint, their ordering can take some time, so don't expect them, within the next day shipping. They are in some European country, I think. But I do like their turret, their Liberator dual weapons turret. I'll be getting some of those for my Blood Angels to make the standard 3x Predator with 5 assault cannons on it.
These guys also do their own Heresy era tank treads as well, I should point out, as well as these really gnarly oppressor pattern tank tracks, which are like, I don't know, I think they're a little bit too big and gnarly for a Land Raider, but I have seen a fair few people use them, and it turns a Land Raider into, it looks like it should be ploughing fields or something, because they're pretty gnarly tracks.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
have an alternate speeder as well, which is pretty cool. Not a speed, an attack bike rather, speeder bike. The Thunder Assault Speeder. So that looks kind of cool, but its profile is bigger. So some, I guess, more people that are going to go to Games Workshop and play, this is probably not going to go down too well.
probably make a cool attack bike conversion though. If you like, I don't know, put wheels on it or something, or even just run it on a really low fire stand.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Widowmaker heavy cannons at the moment. It's got very much that sort of Fellblade look about it with the twin barrels, and the turrets look really good on Predators and Baneblade chassis.
Baneblade. Alright.
They got that real like Imperial Guard, old school Predator vibe with like the domed over cupola hatches and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the rounded type, 50s or whatever, 50s styled car things. The Javelin has that as well. It's like smooth at the front, whereas the Games Workshop 40k stuff is all boxy and sharp corners and stuff.
They've also got this really cool, it's called the Capricorn Conversion Kit, or the Capricorn Conversion. It's like a replacement for the top of like Chimeras, and it gives them just an interesting, different turret, makes them look a bit beefier. I really like it. They also do like wheel conversions and stuff for what are those piece of shit Taurox things? I think they're called in 40k. You know the Bushmaster wannabe. What else do these guys make that's good? The side sponsons for like Baneblades and stuff. They're pretty cool. I think the thing I like most with them is they do a range of upgrades for like super heavy tanks and just heavy tanks in general. With things like dozer blades. They do some twin Gatling cannons, which is pretty cool. They also do like a crazy plasma turret, and they do like generator stuff. Oh, Demon Steam Cannon, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they do generators that replace like the fuel tanks, called tank dynamos. And yeah, these things replace like the fuel tanks on your standard Baneblade, that kind of thing. So like if you're doing like a Dark Angels tank and you wanted to make it look like it's got some kind of crazy archaeotech weapon, like something generators to power its giant plasma gun, maybe you could go those. And
yeah, a lot of people are pro dozer blade, and the bigger the better. So these guys have you covered in that. They have the V plow, which is your tanks will be more plow than tank. So yeah, they also have LED kits for if you want to go into that. I've never really wanted to go into that LED thing.
The first LED I ever saw was actually in the 90s. Like someone converted up a original Land Raider, the one of the plastic octagons with full LEDs and shit. And it looked great on the outside, but he'd flip it over and it was like just a total hack job underneath. It was like just like a rough cut saw hole in the bottom of it. And it's like a fucking 1.5 volt battery just held on with like duct tape and shit. That's something handy. They also make the Apocalyptic Mega Blast 15-inch diameter template. They make a template. It's pretty expensive though, but it covers pretty much all the big super heavies, Titans, that kind of things, guns. Yeah, I think I really like these. They do a really cheap, simple conversion. It's like $20 Australian for like rhinos. And it does sort of makes like the Games Workshop rhinos look like the Forge World rhinos, just in a really cheap manner. But
yeah, I don't know if I'm pro to that, but I'm gonna, and they're so expensive though. Like for the
well, if you already have the rhinos around, it's not too much more investment.
But see the
compared to buying new rhinos,
Taurus conversion kit is $41 US, so I need 3 of those. It's I don't know. I don't know if we go down that path.
I think like the Liberator dual weapon turret with miniguns would be like totally Blood Angels, because it looks very similar to the Predator turret that you get for like the Heresy era Predator from Forge World. It's just got 2 gun mounts on the front of it. So all you'd have to do is just like, look around for their miniguns. Just get a couple of miniguns and bolt them
but
right
you
on.
can get the Taurus conversion kit comes with one of those turrets, 2 of the side bobbly ones for your side guns, and then it has 2 little cupola things at the front of the tank, and then it has the side doors as well, and the front compartment, which works well because I got a bunch of rhinos with nothing else to do. So this probably is what I'm going to have to get, but it's pretty dear considering $41, and they've got 100% positive feedback, so seems pretty good.
That's sure something. I mean, yeah. So you're going to go full Gatling guns for your Blood Angels. Have you decided exactly the bits yet that you want to use for that, or? I
have some from Anvil Industries. Anvil Industries, I think, have them. Yeah, it was Anvil. They've got like little turreted automated tanks, I guess. You could use for servitors. I could take a servitor and a Tech Marine with a bunch of servitor Gatling gun guys, but they work really well for turret crew mounted guns for like to upgrade your flamer that you can put on your rhinos and stuff to a minigun. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So I'll probably put those on top of these Taurus conversion kits. I don't know about the miniguns themselves. There's a bunch that people make. Looking at just to go with the flavor of what everything else is going to be on the javelins, I'm going to take your advice and use the new. I guess it's a minigun, but
the rotor guns.
Yeah, the rotor gunners, the newer ones with the guard at the front. Put those on the javs and on the attack bikes. So I don't know. They're probably too small for the tank, not too small for the side, but you can get packs of like 10 from Puppet Wars and stuff. So probably go down Puppet Wars for those ones. But yeah, for the javs and attack bikes, I'll be definitely using those ones from Forge World. And then, yeah, it's a pain in the ass too, because you got to roll every single Gatling gun individually.
Sorry. Yeah, because of the jamming rule.
Yeah, well, it's Storley gun. I'll just call it Storley McStall.
I think you should just get a bunch of different coloured dice for get like 10 sets of, was it 4 shots on the Heresy assault cannon still? And like 4 ones in their jam, or was 3 ones in their jam, something?
3 doubles, I think.
Yeah, so it's like, you should just get like 10 sets of like 3 colours. So like 10 sets of different colours of like 3 dice each. So you can just roll like 10 assault cannons at once. And you'll have different colours, so you know if you got jams. Like, orange, yellow, blue.
Well, for the tanks, even if they're in a squadron, which they certainly will be, and also Blood Angels can't take more vehicles than they can infantry units, which works well for Centurion style gameplay, which is what I'm going to base the army off. The Predators are just going to be they're a must-have for a Blood Angels army with the old Gatling gun type motif. So I'm going to do that, but that's 15 Gats, 15 guns. So yeah, 5 each. So yeah, 5 each. No, 2 on the side. 1 on the front, 4 each. So there's 1 that's twin linked, 2 on the side, 1 on the top for a crew mounted one.
Yep, and replacing the heavy
so
flame mount.
Yeah, so it's 4.
Jesus, right. So much DACA.
4 each. Yeah, if it didn't take 20 minutes to resolve that shooting and only 24 inches. That's an awful thing. It's only 24 inches. I'd prefer to be going Dark Angel at this point, because the bolter is just the old standard bolter, and rolling for your AP. If you roll AP 1, strength 5, whatever. It's so good.
Well, it's poisoned. It's not even strength 5, it just becomes poisoned. It's like fucking...
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of shooting like, vehicles and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
If worse came to worse. But it's got that 36-inch range. It's got that... it's better from my I don't know, my view. The bolter's better. It's just got that extra range. Sure, it's got one less shot, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And apparently, the new box set will have a bunch of apparently Dark Angel crap in there, maybe. So Mark 2 and 3 bikes and stuff. So we'll wait out for that. But yeah, that's
I haven't heard about bikes, but something large is to be in there.
Yeah, jet bikes anyway. For my HQ, for my Blood Angels, I'm going to do a HQ on jet bike with Command Squad and give them all Inferno pistols, which I'll be getting from Anvil Industry. They do a pack of 5, 2 left hand, 2 right hand, 1 no hand. So one dude's going to have it like attached to his belt or some crap, like Batman. And I'll probably give him the Blood Angels dagger from the plastic kit set, and say that that's a count as rending knife if I want to upgrade them to have an Inferno pistol, which will be an obvious choice, and then also give them a Carnival Saber, which is a rending sword, rends on a 6. So for only 5 points per dude, it's pretty good. and yeah. But melter gun and plasma bomb, plasma, it's not plasma, melter bombs. You know what their job is going to be. I don't know what to do with the HQ yet. Though probably flaming sword. No, probably flaming sword. Just fiddles, because Blood Angel, flaming sword.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Alright, so that's Blood and Skull Industries. Let's now take a look at Spellcrow. Now, Spellcrow is a little bit more left field. They do like upgrade kits for knights, some pretty cool terrain stuff. So I'm just going to go to conversion bits, and I'm going to go to I'll open Changed Legions and Space Knights and see. So Changed Legions will give you like chaosy bits. There's like alternate rhino hatches, a lot of different shoulder pads, crests for like your centurions and stuff.
I like those changed knight helms. Those, what is it? That Horus, is it? Horus, the dog boy?
Oh, Anubis.
Anubis. Anubis. Hey, I like those helmets. I think they work well for 1,000 Suns.
There's also the Plague Legions, which has got some pretty cool bits for like Nurgle. It's got like Nurgle jetpacks, interesting doors. There's this thing called Plague Flies, and they're like, if Marines started to turn to flies but kept their jump packs. I think it's just kind of funny.
GW's going to steal that idea.
Yeah, they got this thing called Plague Marks, though, and I really like this because Plague Marks are like all... Some people don't feel confident using like green stuff and like jewellery beads. I found like the little glass... You can get like little beads
yeah,
to like make necklaces and stuff.
No, not necklaces. You can just get normal glass beads.
Yeah, solid glass beads, yeah. What you can do is just drill a hole into the surface of a model and just gently glue a little bead into it. And you use like a couple of different sizes of beads. And
you can
like
get them...
pustules feel. Also
from a water filter tank. Any water filters will have like a... will have the charcoal, which will be in there, of course. But it'll also have a ceramic bead in there. So if you crack open a water filter, obviously one that you're not using and you don't need, or a discarded one that you find at the tip or something, chances are there'll be some beads in there. And they're all different sizes, varying sizes, but you can get a lot of the same size. And I've seen people do that and put rivets, especially back in 07 when there wasn't any really riveted armor. Not as much rivets as they wanted. A lot of people would do that, drill a little tiny hole and put in a little ceramic bead in there from a water filter, and then, continue doing that, which was time. Lots of time taken in.
But great effect if done right. I think John Sutton did a fair bit of that on some of his Carcharodon stuff, and it looked really effective when it was done. But yeah, for the people who aren't confident in doing that sort of thing, I think the Plague Marks are a great little kit. Because you can just glue them straight on. You'll get like little demon faces and pustules and stuff, and combine that with maybe some rhino hatches, and get a pretty good look. There's also some interesting what they call Plague Knight heads, which are just like Nurgle marine head swaps. They also do like a whole bunch of different torsos and shoulder pads, so that's another cool one. There's also the Pleasure Legions. Now, what makes these guys cool? Guitars.
Fuck yeah. Holy shit.
I haven't actually told Wadey about this yet, but I know.
Holy mitten. Oh my god.
Noise Marines with actual guitars. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And there are a whole bunch of different head swaps and that you can do as well. So you can have the guitars on their own, the guitars with arms. There's also torsos from that for them, and there's also pinchy claws, so you can give them the clamps. And they also make like sonic legs, which have like speakers in that in the actual shins, and shoulder pads that are like full of speakers, torsos full of speakers, and they make a range of sonic guns and also heavy sonic guns. So like if you wanted, you have like a different looking different looking like Emperor's Children army. That might be one way to go. Also on these legs, I've just noticed there's actually like some Hellraiser BDSM leather stitched onto the armor. So I think it's great. There's never enough Emperor's Children stuff out there. They're really underrepresented, considering how fucking cool they have the potential to be. And I mean, come on, clamps arms, Pinchy, give him the clamps.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of the pinchy thing, but I can see
Guitars.
it being used. In fact, the guitars are freaking awesome. I don't know if it's a cheaper alternative. Of direct Forge World, yes, definitely. It's going to be a cheaper alternative, but yeah, for your third company, Emperor's Children, for you take, I guess, Noise Marines, effectively, or Cacophony, as they are called, as dedicated troops. This would be a hilarious way to go.
Especially on like a character, like Eidolon cutting a sick riff.
I've fallen down a hole here in this site. They've got Blizzard missile launchers as well for €4. Don't know if that's going to be more or less. You get 2 per pack. So for Iron Warriors players and Ultramarines.
Where's that in? Is that in Space
well.
Knights? Yep.
Yeah,
they're really good looking for like homemade siege tyrants, but I'd say probably for Fulmentarius Terminators. They also make a pretty cool combi weapon. So there's with the bolt gun underslung on the combi weapons. Cyber spider legs. So for those budding Magosses out there. Devastated door for light vehicles. That'd probably be good in like a Space Wolf army. Like some dudes who try to like claw their way into the fucking rhinos or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the wolf motif thing on 30k wolf.
Gothic doors for light vehicles and for front vehicles could be really cool for Blood Angels and Dark Angels if it's done right. Because they're like little church things, like stained glass windows, and if you had like angel motifs in them or something, that would really suit them. But again, if done right, it can go one of 2 ways. There's like glue-on salamander cloaks and stuff, so you can like drape it over the model's shoulder, and like the salamander dragon crests. These things would look really cool on either Alpha Legion or salamanders, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Go to page 2. Actually, I should put it to like 50 items a page. That's probably smarter. Alright. So yeah, salamander dragon icons. They're just like dragon heads. Yeah, I could go with that. Don't really like the skulls embedded in the side of vehicles. Maybe on like a chaplain's personal transport. That's about it. The Thunderhammers are cool. There's like a variant Terminator torsos, some hooded heads that would probably be cool with like Dark Angels.
Yeah, they've got the torsos further up for those heads, and they call them scout torsos. And those jump packs, which are pretty cool.
The Templar Space Knights top hatch, so like a rhino hatch with like a Black Templar symbol. Probably pretty cool for like a command rhino in like Imperial Fists.
Mm-hmm. Or for if you're rocking your Temple Guard in a rhino. I don't think there's anyone that's rocking Temple Guard. The AP3 is just not a thing.
There's a lot of vehicle upgrades here.
At the bottom of the page, there's wolf helmets, which work well for your Death Swan. Apparently, those dudes are supposed to rock around in wolf-styled helms or something. So I don't know if I like them or not. They're cool-ish. They're very anime looking. I don't know how you'd paint them because they're not bone. They're definitely a robot looking head. I guess you could just paint them blue like the rest of their armor. You could paint white, but
I've gone to the next page and there's a Space Wolf top hatch, which looks just fantastic. It's like not over the top Space Wolfy. So that would be great for a Space Wolf player. Lots and lots of different heads, helmeted heads. Some of these heads are probably really cool for people doing like Unification Wars stuff. There's like torsos, like marine style torsos, but without the armor on, like bare chested and shit. Lots of cloaked legs. Again, probably something really good for Dark Angels players.
Mm-hmm.
Just scrolling through,
Bare
just seeing what
chest
there is, because I haven't had a really good look through the marine parts before, so I'm just looking through in case there's something that catches my eye. That I'm like, oh, I must have that.
A different type of missile shooty thing.
Yeah, it's got like Salamander flame job and that on it. So there's these Space Knights torsos and helmets Empire pattern, and they're like a sleek, really sleek design. That might be good for like Pariah armor for Black Shields players. Oh, and there's also Disco Knights heads. So if you're going for the electric guitars, maybe some disco dudes with goldfish in their fucking shoes. Could be a thing. You don't know.
Nah, your fish are dead.
If I go Chaos Space Knights, we get some mutated heads. That's pretty cool. A lot of the same war gear as the Marines.
Oh, you get the Librarium set. That's sick.
Yeah, probably good for word bearers actually.
Yeah, or Thousand Suns work well. Too, the little books.
Yeah.
Maybe some candles, some skulls, some candle.
If we go to guards, so in guards you can get like German helmets, World War One or World War Two. Oh no, sorry, those are M1 American style helmets, World War Two. But yeah, there's like Stahlhelms and gas masks, so like that Deathcore Krieg discount look. If you're like using Cadians or something. Some different las guns, not a huge range here. Wonder what they got in like counters and stuff. See the Necrolith objective counters? They're probably really good as objective counters for my Thousand Suns. They're like little obelisks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Space Wolves have like
They're definitely
little
Necron
cans.
ones, so.
Oh, you know, a little bit of little rub and buff, they'll be right. They're not that Necron-y, are they?
They're pretty good to have Necron, man.
Oh yeah, if you just carve those Necron symbols off, that'd be perfectly fine, you know, just put some decals of like hieroglyphs up the sides instead. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a set of those. I was going to use a whole bunch of like the Casket of Souls, just the casket itself, so I can have like the Ark of the Covenant as my objectives, but yeah, no, they're really doing it for me. I think I'll get a set. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna put it out there. Summon creatures and monsters, they're two that interest me. You can get a jack-o'-lantern. And zombies. Expensive zombies.
Just use a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns.
A bunch of jack-o'-lanterns on bases.
€5? Get out of here. 28mm. Jesus Christ.
There's a Sasquatch model. In Monsters, there's a Sasquatch model. We've got to get one for Tim. Life has never been the same for him without Sasquatch. Oh, the Jack-o'-lantern people, they're a race, man. They're called the DYNIAQ, the Dyniac or something. It's Jack-o'-lantern people. Make your militia out of Jack-o'-lantern people.
Yeah, it can be done. Like the we were talking about yesterday. Definitely doable.
Oh, it is definitely doable.
The cult of the jack-o'-lantern people. If you're so inclined, the option's definitely there. You can buy it straight off the shelf for €51 for a set of 10, hopefully.
Alright, so that's Spellcrow. Now we're going to go over to Cromlech. This will be the last one I want to talk about today, but they've released the Zverga, I don't know, how do you pronounce that? It's like copyright friendly, so GW doesn't like sue the bejesus out of them.
It's just, yeah, Jesus Christ. He just destroyed the crap out of that word. It's like, let's make a word that cannot possibly be related to anything. Just smash your face into the keyboard.
It's just as much of a fuck you to Games Workshop as like Games Workshop names are to us.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know, the Druaridon. Ooh, wow, yeah, that's so much better than dwarves. Druaridon. Whalers on the fucking moon. So these are squats. It's a fucking squat army.
Oh, yeah.
They've got special weapons, there's commandos, there's all sorts of fucking squat-related shit. So, people who always wanted to build a squat army and they were thinking about getting those, like, Carcharodon dudes, these are probably going to be cheaper. If you're that way inclined. I mean, they're not cheap. I wouldn't call them cheap. €15 for, like, 5, I think. But that's a lot cheaper than, like, Games Workshop for Australians, anyway. Over here, like, it's like $70 or something for like 10 dudes at least. So, and they're in like the whalers on the moon fucking armor, whereas these guys actually look like they're wearing like modern armor and they look like they belong on a battlefield in like 40k. So yeah, thumbs up for these guys.
Yeah, it was a market that was definitely a hole in the market, I guess, for squats. And a lot of people know that the militia book allows you to play squats and a myriad of other different things that really is limited by your imagination. There's a couple of squat players up in Brisbane for the 30k scene, and I've seen a whole bunch of different squat armies on Oz 30k, the website. So there's a lot of conversions. A lot of people have just taken dwarves from fantasy and chucked a gun on their base or whatever. So definitely the quality can differ from army to army, like always, I suppose. But there is, if you are so die hard on squats, you always wanted a squat army, 30k has you covered, and so does Cromlech with these new miniatures, which is pretty limited in what you could do.
So far.
Yeah, I suppose you got the sniper team, so you can upgrade a recon team to snipers. That works. Your commando medic teams, yeah, you can take your medics as a elite choice as you can with Marines. I'd be definitely giving these dudes extra armor and the upgraded weapons thing. Well, this is the same freaking stratagem. So you give them that, so the extra armor and the upgraded weapons thing,
because they're the extra toughness as well,
and that as well as the extra armor and stuff, and then that. Yeah,
that's the provenances of war for the Imperial Militia, by the way. For people who are not familiar with 30k, with the militia list, if you take a certain type of HQ, what they do is they unlock up to 2 provenances of war, and these are like an upgrade that you give to your army, and it's an army-wide thing. So it's like all models get +1 toughness, or all models get +1 strength on their like rifles and shit. So it's pretty cool. You can really customize your army because there's like 20 different provenances, and it equals like fucking 40 something, 50 different combinations, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they have some sort of rocket launcher team here, I think. The command anti-tank team. I guess it's like some sort of Panzerfaust thing. I guess that could be rocket launchers. The cool thing about the militia, rights of war and stuff, you can choose. You can take a piece of equipment for one of your HQs, and it allows you to pick your right of. Sorry, not your right of war. Your stratagem, I guess, when you roll. Your trait rather. You roll for your traits at the start. This allows you to pick it, and you can pick one of those among, a lot of them. One is add +1 or -1, I guess, if you look at it, to the AP of units firing weapons. So you can effectively have, auto guns that are strength 7, AP 3, or
that's brutal on
AP2,
fucking autocannons.
AP2 rocket launchers actually makes them viable, I guess. So, autocannons is pretty good, but it's still only AP3, I guess. Whereas you want to get that AP2, and I guess your rocket launchers are pretty good. So yeah, I guess that would be the way to go. Well, with these guys, right? You take 10 of them, 9 euros. Oof. 9.99 euros.
You could even run these.
I don't know what the conversion.
Because they've got all the right weapons to be Solrogs as well. There's like full flamer squads, full fucking gun pigs. Like you can make a Solar Auxiliary army out of these guys. And again, with like all your armor, like your vehicles, they don't really need to have the dwarf crew. You could occasionally get like 1 or 2 spare of these guys and just stick them in the top hatch if you really wanted, and it would work just fine. The only thing I think they're lacking is like heavy weapons teams at the moment, which I assume will come soon. I mean, you could probably just have a couple of these guys with like rifles standing around, like some field artillery, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't know which ones you do though. The command squad maybe? I don't know. They don't have a command squad. Yeah, the command HQ rather. Maybe rocking around the arty pieces.
Yeah, probably. Also, while we're on Cromlech, I mean, we've looked at Cromlech before, but people obviously lose track of what's what. I'm just going to go to vehicles and vehicle bits. Because they do a range of turrets as well. There's like a turret with a Mega Gatling cannon, that kind of thing. I do love their twin dozer blades because they just look fantastic on like Land Raiders and Spartans and stuff, which can have a dozer blade, but no one ever really models it well. Also, there's like a Slaaneshi Geiger-esque mural thing going on. The Razorback style turrets. I really like the Legionary APC turret with the twin minigun. I'd almost be tempted to run that in a Blood Angels army as like a Predator turret. It just looks really cool. Or at least take the guns off that and put them, because I think you can buy the guns separate, put them on the side sponsons of a Predator.
Oh, yeah.
And they also do a Whirlwind turret for like, so maybe you could just buy these turrets and put them onto some rhinos you might have lying around, and you've got yourself a Whirlwind squad.
Yeah, that's why I never glue the backs of my rhinos on anymore. The little doors thingies, the back doors. I glue them together, but not onto the tank. To like, you can just place it on there, and you can make them into a command squad, or you can make them into a shitty Predator without side sponsons and stuff.
And they also make the Legionary APC radar. So, like, if you want to make your own command tank, you don't want to go out and actually buy a Damocles command tank, perfectly viable option. So, yeah, plenty of options here. You can also get turrets with, like, just a single gun on them, or, like, a searchlight and a gun. And if you do that, that might be a cool upgrade for, like, a Rhino, where you're putting, like, a heavy flamer sponsor on it, for example. Or like a melter gun or whatever, because you can upgrade that onto your rhinos. You could make them into, instead of just having it hang off the front of the tank at the cupola. It's just an option that people might take up. Anything else you want to look at or add to this, Kat?
Just having a look. They do have a lot of militia stuff. Well, not militia, but in their Imperial Guard one, they have a lot of different stuff. They have the autocannons, they have the heavy bolters and stuff in there without crews. Little wheeled ones around that you can get. Grenade launchers and stuff. They've just got a lot of stuff that you could just use. The grenade launchers work well for Sisters of Silence at the moment because you can't get them. Grenade launchers for your militia as well because your command squads can take them and stuff.
That
alternate
Ingrid
guns
von
and stuff.
Schwarzheim? Inquisitor Ingrid von Schwarzheim?
Yeah, works well as an NPC or a HQ or whatever.
Sisters of Silence army, maybe. Probably do a head swap on her for like one of the sisters' heads, and she'd just really stand out as a HQ. I do like.
Oh, there you go. They have siege mortar batteries as well.
Yeah.
Down on the bottom. There you go. Easy.
Some cool power swords, plasma guns. Yeah, pretty good mix of stuff available here. I mean, yeah, you could put those like heavy weapons in with squads just to break them up, make heavy weapons units and stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff at Cromwell. I think this.
Yeah, and then the Legion stuff as well is just just totally out there. It's so good. There's Space Wolves and
the plasma guns would make like great plasma repeaters.
Oh yeah.
You could probably have a lot of fun putting like I know it's White Scars are Mongols, but giving them like the Cyber Samurai heads and the Vibro Katanas as like their Dao swords that they can take. Because one of their special weapons for White Scars is the Dao sword, where you get to pick if you use it as one-hand or two-handed each turn.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's a pretty fucking cool sword. There's a lot of Thousand Suns style parts here as well. Gravity gun type things, Nurgle, Plague Marine type heads. Plague Marines are a thing again. Did you hear about that? Yeah.
Something like
that. Legionary shields, which have like an eagle on them. Another version that's like a Black Templar thing. Again,
Yeah, I like those shields a lot better than the Forge World one.
I like the Chaos style jump packs. You can put them on some units just to show like the slow change towards Chaos maybe. Moving away from like what the Imperium loves. The Legionary chainswords, there's a chainsaw that has 5 like buzz saws attached to the blade instead of like a chainsaw blade.
Yeah. I think Jason back in Townsville, he was using the Zypher missile launchers, which work pretty good because it works well for the you can paint the top ones white and the side ones red, and there's some really cool stuff. They've got the kneeling bionic kneeling legs, and they have another set somewhere. Yeah, Space Legionary kneeling legs. So that works well for your anything really, any Space Marine that you want to have kneeling legs. That's Mark 2 or 3, works well for Mark 2 or 3, and also for your Javelin dudes, they can, if you want to change them out to be Mark 2 or 3, those legs work well because currently the Javelins only have Mark 4 pilots.
Yes. Another good one is the same turrets I was talking about earlier, the Razorback, Las Cannon, Flamer, Minigun, all that. You can buy them as like sentinels, so they got like little legs, so you can use them as tarantulas. What you could do is buy them like that, and then just put them into the top hatch of the Rhino, and you cover 2 sort of bases. If you're not using the Rhinos as like Predators or Razorbacks, you could use the guns as tarantula platforms.
Yeah.
So they also make their own like Legionary minigun, which looks pretty cool. I like that one probably more than one of the rotor cannons from Forge World. Have you seen that one, Kat? The Legionary minigun?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have you seen these Breacher bikes? Not a great fan of these.
They look like snowmobiles.
Yeah.
Ski-doos.
I mean, it might work for Space Wolves.
Yeah,
what I do like about them, though, is they have a Mark 2/3 style legs. I don't know how well they work on normal bikes, for Forge World bikes and stuff. I dare say they may fit, but I don't know.
Well, there's a really cool thing. Legionary Apothecary conversion set. It's just a backpack and a Narcathium and Reductor arm. But that's perfect for people who don't want to go out and buy Apothecaries or buy stupid expensive command squads just for one fucking arm, or get price gouged on eBay for bits. Just buy this. It's €4. That's cheap in Australian terms because hobby's fucking expensive here. So anytime we get to directly buy from the manufacturer, it's always a fucking discount. Just go out, buy a couple of those. You can have as many Apothecaries as you like. You can also buy fucking heavy weapons platforms. Like you can make your own rapiers. And I quite like the look of some of these.
Okay, yep, so they do have Legionary biker legs. I know what page that's on. It's the first one of Legionary armor. I've just missed it. But they work well for Dark Angel players. And now I'm backtracking. Holy crap. That's pretty freaking cool. I don't know about the front of the legs though. It's kind of weird.
No, I haven't found them yet. I'll keep looking. Quad mortars, heavy plasma cannons, quad las cannons, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Servo skulls. Everyone could use servo skulls. Batsy wings for your Night Lords. And they make suppressors. Probably good for Alpha Legion players, maybe to represent people who have Bane Strike ammunition. For Sons of Horus or Alpha Legion, maybe you could give them suppressors. I don't know, just throwing it out there as an idea. Wonder if they got anything cool in demons. I don't know if I've ever really looked in that category properly. There's a few interesting things. I think a diverse range of weird demon things like the putrid snail beasts, stuff like that, make great NPCs. So if you're playing a game and you have like a Kelth sort of theme where there's demons coming out of the woodwork, or sickness theme, you could just throw a whole bunch of random demons in, rather than just going with just the Games Workshop generic, here's bloodletters, here's greater demons. You could throw these guys in somewhere in Demon Prince stats, or maybe a bit weaker, halfway along. You could have a lot of fun with that. So yeah. So that's Spellcrow, Cromlech, Blood and Skulls Industries, and Extra Armor that we've covered off on today. So, again, it's not a scrub down. This is the Not Scrubdown episode. So, yeah. Any last things you want to say, Kat?
Remember, if you're paying Forge World, you're paying too much.
Yeah, maybe. Probably. Alright, thanks all for watching the episode. I hope this helps you out or you find it informative in some way, and we'll see you all next time.